Gangsters in the building, big hearts, big scars, big healing. From the hustle to the heartbreak, we coast through what you're really feeling. It's that smooth 1432 vibe, where the crew talk real, let the truth slide. From business to the block to your group chat, from the playbook to the pain you don't unpack. Sports, money, my love, we all locked. Every episode a key to your own lock. Hosted by J Smooth and the 1432 podcast crew.
Creating our legacy in real time.
Cornhole is smooth present. The Smooth 1432 podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is Jay Smooth. That is
Mike Elliott. What's going on?
And that is
and this is Josh Gilliam. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. This is Smooth 1432 podcast. What's up, fellas?
How's it going, brother? Good to be here.
Yes, sir, man. So we back at it. You know, we took a little break. You know, we was doing our smooth sessions. We was gonna have 4 episodes, but we kind of went back to the lab and decided to do this collaboration. It's a Smooth 1432 podcast now. 1432 podcast, and he collab with Cornhole with Smooth, man. You know, we always been a team, so now we have made it official. It's the Smooth 1432 podcast, man. We're in the building, man. We in the lounge, man. We're in the lounge.
Yes, sir. Glad to
Yeah.
be here. Like I said, it's been a interesting ride, a great ride, and man, like I said, man, we creating our legacies in real time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's up, Josh?
Man, listen, I'm glad we finally doing this, man. Yeah, it's definitely been a very interesting ride. I guess like the last 6 has it been 6 months?
It might
been
be
about
more
6
than that.
months.
It's
Yeah, it
almost
might be more. Yeah.
So I'm super excited. I'm glad that we finally all on a podcast together doing this, man. This is good. I'm glad.
Oh yeah, man. And we got so much, we're going to be talking about, man, from, business to men's health to men's mental health to, sports to, we ain't going to talk about too much about politics or religion, but, stuff like that, man. But everything that got to do with what we got going on in life every day, man, we're going to speak towards it. And we want to have a safe space for men and also women. They want to come on and chop it up with us, man. This is an open forum for everybody. We talk about everything from, like I said, cornhole all the way up to, mental health. So, again, I want to give a huge shout out to our boy Corey and his wife Cookie for allowing us to use their space to create what we created right now. So the inspiration behind the background is it's from the CW Lounge, which is our boy Corey Cigar Lounge. So I recreated the lounge for us for our background for all of us, man. So we back in the lounge, man. Eventually we'll be back at Corey's Lounge, man, soon. But right now we're doing it virtually. So. What's up, Mike, man? What you got going on, bro?
Man, again, like I said, glad to be back. Glad to, do a good wrap up of what we've been going through the last 6 to 9 months, man. I think that we had a bunch of opportunities come up and, things that we was able to do, experience. And shout out to everybody we didn't work with. I know, Josh and I, we didn't work with NAMI STL, working with the Sharing Hope series. We've been doing different things in the community in Ferguson. Jay and I, you didn't started off working with cornhole with the kids in the middle schools and, different partnerships, man. I think ever since we started, it's just been going up. And, man, I'm excited to see where we're going. I think that it's just beginning.
Yes, sir. What's going on with you, Josh, man?
Hey man, same thing. Like I do enjoy like these last 6 months. Like Mike has already kind of reiterated. We're doing a lot of work with NAMI St. Louis. When it comes to Sharing Hope, we've been doing some Ending the Silence. We've been doing a lot of work with Job Corps as well. Shout out to Robert for really holding us down when it comes to Job Corps, for setting that up for us. I think all that stuff has been super important, man. What's the slogan? Needed and necessary, right?
Needed and necessary. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Getting to touch the lives of our younger men, younger gentlemen, right? It's been really beautiful. So, and like I said, and shout out to Adrian Shropshire, New Mayor of Ferguson. We got to sit down, we got to chop it up with him during
most definitely
during MLK, and chop it up with just the city of Ferguson. It was beautiful. Everything's been beautiful these last 6 months. I can't think of anything else better to describe these last 6 months other than beautiful and really like just blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. I just want to say I appreciate you brothers for coming out and supporting everything I had going on, especially like when I said for Ferguson, man, that was amazing what we did on the spot. See, a lot of people don't know it was on the spot. It wasn't nothing planned, and we went out there and man, we did our thing, man, and that's how Smooth 1432 really, really, really came about for real. When we did what we did, man, it was nobody thought it was two separate, entities. They all thought we was together, which we were. And that's how 14, Smooth 1432, man. It's a thing now, man. It's gonna continue to grow, man. And shouts out to everybody in Ferguson, man, because man, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
We did some wonderful things, man. I want to also give you guys some shouts out, man, for having your men's group, man. You know how many doors that's open for me? It's been amazing, man. So I can't thank you guys enough for doing what you're doing in the community, because that's a huge inspiration to a lot of folks, man, and a lot of men who need those spaces, man. And like I said, it's open doors for me, man. I met some new people, man, working with some new people, man. So I'm just looking forward to what we got going on in the future, man. So also, if you guys want to give any more shout outs, man, go right ahead.
I want to give a shout out to brother Stan Johnson, a member of Phi Beta Sigma, for holding us down. You know what I'm saying, from group wise to helping out with the cornhole, right? Like just really inviting us in the door for Jennings Middle School. That was beautiful. And then I want to give a shout out to Maya Canty at NAMI St. Louis for holding us down for group wise and really just helping us get in the door with this men's group again. Jay mentioned before that this men's group is a huge thing, and it really is opening doors. And so yeah, those are my two. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, we want to shout out Strategic Planning in place in the barbershop that we use for we utilize for the space for the men's group. Man, they literally open their doors to us. And shout out to Kerry and Cornell, like literally open their doors up to us. It's like whatever y'all need, y'all got it. And so we appreciate y'all making it our home when we come and we have these men groups and have this open space and dialogue for us to, feel seen and get heard and not have to worry about, any distractions. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
it's just like being in the lounge, just a free space for us to just open up and vibe and talk.
Just an open conversation, though. But also, let's give some shouts out to our past guests. We had Trey Scott on there from EBL. He was on there, man. That was an amazing conversation. Shouts out to you and your organization with EBL, man. And huge shouts out to my cousin, man.
DJ
my ace, man. My DJ Cut, man. A legend in the city, man. You talking about an interview, bro? That was an interview. Definitely was an interview. Yeah. So, that's why I said we are making these moves, man, and we got to continue to move for, in our space, in our lane. And, we continue to do what we're doing, man. And I want to give a shout out to a few people also. I want to give a shout out to all our wives first for, seeing us through for what we're doing and things like that in this, because, it's taking away time sometimes, but we're doing what we love and this is our passions, man. I want to also give a shout out to Allison with City League, man. I've created a partnership with her, and that's getting back into the middle school. So that's just the door that opened with Jenny just opened up other doors right there. Now I'm actually partnering with Allison with City League, where I will have 46 schools, middle schools next school year, starting an actual youth academy, man. So shouts out to everybody with that, man. Mike, man, appreciate you, man. 100%, bro. 10 toes down, man. You out there with those kids, man. The kids love you. They was asking where Coach Mike at. So that's an impact right there in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks right there. That's a huge impact. And no, man, just shouts out to all our supporters, man. I got so many in the list, but everybody know who they are, man. Shouts out to everybody who's been supporting what we're doing, because that support, sometimes is needed. But we want to let everybody know, again, this is an open space for men and, women also, but especially for men to come on and have conversations about anything. We're some listening ears, man. We want to listen and we want to talk and have great conversations, man. So much love to everybody out there, man. And let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. So
Yes,
First
sir.
thing first, I'm gonna get right to you, Josh. Man, let everybody know why mental health matters, man.
Man, so it's very interesting because, like, well, I want to say this first. Like, I think that you know, anytime I'm asked this question, I always immediately think about, like, you remember, like, your dad, or sorry, not dad. Remember your grandparents or your uncles and things of that nature used to always have those people that you would be like, dang, like, why you always drinking? Why you always
Mhm.
being out? Why things ain't right? Why with them? You know what I'm saying? Like, why, why does he seem down? Why is he never sober? Why is he,
Mhm.
unable to regulate his emotions, right? I think about that all the time, right? And I think about how a long time ago they were never given the education and the time and the skills to really work through the traumas that they experienced, right? And so for
Yeah.
me, when I first started doing mental health stuff, like when I first became fully licensed, one of the things I looked up was men's mental health, like men's suicide rates, right?
Wow.
um Specifically black men. And I did a comparison between black men and black women and found out that black men commit suicide at, like, what was it, dang near almost 5 times the rate as black women.
Wow.
um
Wow.
and to me that was super alarming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for me, since that was a thing, I'm like, well, what are we doing wrong? Let's observe the culture. Let's see, well, what are we doing wrong? And immediately as I continue to think, I was like, well, I know for a fact that we live upon the basis of ball up top, right? No matter what,
Mhm.
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep moving, we're gonna keep pushing, we're gonna keep doing whatever we need to do. But we really don't actually take time to deal with our emotions, right? Or we live upon the belief that our emotions don't matter.
Mm.
Yep.
And
It's true.
while that's a cool belief, it makes us feel strong, but that still don't add up to how we commit suicide or complete suicide at almost 5 times the rate of black women. That, to me, that don't make sense.
Wow. Wow. No, that's super, super deep, bro. It makes you sit back and just think about just, life. And, you have people in your life that you've seen go through those struggles. And just even when you was young growing up, you walking down the street like, oh man, look at old crazy Larry, and stuff like
Right.
that. But you didn't really
Yep.
think about what you just said. They had other things going on, and we didn't have the education to know that he needed help or she needed help, and stuff like that. So no, man, 100%, bro, 100%. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
So that's why mental health matters, right?
absolutely. I mean, especially for us, we need it. We need it. Forget,
Hmm.
We do.
I'm here for us. You know what I'm saying? More than
Right.
anything else.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. It's true. 100% true, man. So yeah, we went down that path and having that question. So let me get back to the birth of Smooth 1432. So
Yeah.
Mike, in your eyes, how did that come about in your eyes?
Man, so I think probably all of us in some facet of life is supposed to have been done a podcast with somebody, some group, or whatever the case is, right? But I think everything happens for a reason. Me and Jay, we work together. Me and Josh were frat brothers, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And like I said, I'm really good at not only connecting people, but understanding where people can connect with other people and make some things happen. And I'm always looking to learn too. So
Yeah.
I remember, me and Josh linked up. He was a therapist. I'm a life coach. So I'm just, just off rip. I want to pick his brain and vice versa, and we became cool off of that. I introduced him to Nami because again, that connection made sense. So there's the connection with Nami. Me and Jay worked together. He started the cornhole podcast and was talking about cornhole.
Mhm.
I ain't never played in my life, but I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Mhm.
And then like his favorite phrase, bringing the community together one bag at a time, right? And so,
Mhm.
and even realizing that, Jay and I are from the same neighborhood.
Yep.
You know, you don't find too
Yep.
many
Yep.
people in the spaces that we are in from the same neighborhoods. So on that alone, it's like, cool. I see you, you see me. I got your back, you got my back. And so I think I was just sharing the ideas of starting a podcast, talking to Jay about it. He was like, bro, I got the platform. What you waiting on? Literally. I was like, cool. I'm talking to my boy Josh. I was like, hey, let's do this. We already talking about mental health. We already working in the mental health field. Josh a little bit further along than I am. But I was like, well, we all have a need where we need each other. And so from there, I think we came together and we started, like I said, at Corey's crib, Corey and Cookie's crib. Man. Let's just throw the camera on. Let's just see what happened. And from there, it literally took off. Literally took off. And again, I want to give, both y'all credit, and give y'all flowers for accepting, me into y'all lives and what y'all doing. Josh, like I said, you already in your field, but you seen something, he was like, oh, we know what he's doing. He know what he's talking about. You can see the passion behind it and the work that I'm putting behind it. And then with Jay, like, you seen and heard the passion behind me. I seen that you're doing something great. We're from the same neighborhood. And again, the first thing, we're Black men that's married.
Yeah.
We're in these spaces where we're already a minority, but we're even more of the minority.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We need to look out for each other. We need to make sure that we got each other's back and push each other forward. And so I feel like both of y'all have definitely propelled me to the spot that I am now and continuously going, and vice versa. Like I said, if I see something for Jay, hey, I got this connection. Let's make it happen. Josh, got this connection. Let's make it happen. And if it don't make sense, we can have that conversation like, hey, I get you with that. That may not work for me. Or let's hold off on it. But I think that's the good thing about the relationship that we've built over the last, we're going to say 9 months when it comes to this business side of podcasting. Right. Because, people, they cool one day, they're not cool the next day. Like I said, man, when we realize that we are going through the same things, we need each other, bro. We can lean on each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, you just made a good point, though. It's just about just people in general, how, fickle people can be sometimes. And sometimes you miss out on your blessing, because you're too worried about what this other person is doing instead of just asking questions. How are you doing it? How can you give me some tips? You know what I'm saying? Don't be too, oh, I'm better than whatever is going on. Hey, be humble enough to say, hey, man, I like what you're doing, man. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you got going on? It's just a conversation piece, man. You just never know who you will meet. You never know what kind of, what you will learn from the next person, man. So I just never try to knock nobody for that, man. But, people that are negative and stuff like that, you just leave them where they at.
Absolutely.
Leave them out of their way,
I think that's the other part too of being just genuine, right? Because everybody is doing something similar in life, or you're running somebody who's doing what you want to do, and a lot of the times they don't even want to tell you, oh, you got to go get it out the mud. It's like, man, like I'm in the mud now, scraping. I found you. I'm asking, how do you get to the other side? And I think that's a thing where we're genuinely like, let's work together versus working against each other.
Yeah.
The more that we can get into that, the more that we can understand that we're better as a unit than we are doing the things individually, man, we'll be so powerful. And can't nobody stop what we're doing.
Yeah, that reminds me of that Jay-Z line, crabs in the barrel. What Jay say? They say there were crabs in the barrel, but who put us there, right? Like, realistically, what I'm saying, us as a unit, us as Black men, we gotta give each other, we gotta help each other out. You know what I'm saying? Like we got, you know what I'm saying? Because there might be something I'm good at, there might be something that you good at, but us together, we can come together and make a plan, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what we're doing right now, right? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all a little younger than me, but I've seen something in both of y'all, man, where I just said, you know what? It makes sense, right? You know what I'm saying? It makes a lot of sense. Because I was watching the old DJ Cut interview, and I was just watching how you interview Cut, Josh. And this is something new for all of us, right? And the flow that you had, it was natural. It was just natural. you know, Mike was behind the scenes, being the cameraman, doing this thing. The dude like multi-dimensional. He could do everything behind the camera, on the camera, everything.
I had this camera, I had my phone right here.
Right.
Like,
doing like 10
look,
different
giving
things.
Johnson notes back and forth. Hey, lean up.
Right. All these tips and tricks. But no, I just watched that again, and I was just saying, you know what? It wasn't even about what you was doing on screen. It was about the genuine conversation that you was having with Cut. Do you see how interactive he was with you? Because it was actually genuine. It wasn't like you were just, oh, let me ask him some random crap. You know what I'm saying? You was asking real life questions about and trying to understand who he is and who he was back then too, though. That's just important. And you just learn from that, man. So most definitely, man, let's continue to grow, man. Let's continue to bring all these communities together, man. We're in so many different spaces that now we can help others. You know what I'm saying? So we at the point where we can help others. Just like you were saying, the connection with Job Corps, that's a blessing. I used to drive past Job Corps every day when I was young. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking I'd ever be working with Robert, you know, and his staff over at Job Corps. From, you know, just talking about cornhole, that's just a game, but it's not even about just that. That's just a foundation, because when we in there, we're going to have the conversations about mental health, about finances, about health, you know what I'm saying, about just anything, having open spaces for us to have conversations with each other, man. So, man, it's much love to all y'all, man, for real.
Hey, for sure. So we're gonna pivot a little bit, Jay. We want to go back and ask you what your not only just your motivation, but your drive and the thought and the wherewithal to be like, you know, I love this game, cornhole. You know, I'm out here, I'm playing at a high level, I'm constantly getting better, I'm traveling, starting to meet people. I need to talk about this. I need to bring this to my community. So, I mean, what was the behind the scenes thoughts and conversations that you had? It was like, hey, I'm gonna start this Cornhole with Smooth podcast.
But like you said, you know, I always, you know, I love the game, so I started playing a lot, you know, and I was going to these, you know, different tournaments and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, I want to actually introduce this game to communities that's not familiar with it. And also, me and my wife have been entrepreneurs for years, so business is always in the back of my mind about, you know, whatever I do. You know, sometimes you can create a business out of anything. You just never know until you try it. And I've been watching a lot of podcasts, not even just, you know, cornhole podcasts, sport podcasts and things like that. I was like, you know what, that's be a good way to get it out there for people that don't know about it to see it, that you can't just, you know, go out and reach, right? But you can reach, you know, virtually through the internet and stuff like that. And, you know, I wanted to actually get in that space to start the podcast. And, you know, I didn't know what I was doing when I first got on the mic. I just was talking about, you know, cornhole and how I got into it and start having guests on and just continue to grow. And from there, I figured, like, you know what, it's time for me to get back in the community. You know, it was more of, you know, I coached basketball for 15 years. I ref basketball for over 15 years. So I was always in sports and with the youth. So I decided I wanted to give back and have a youth academy of my own, since I already had my own brand, to give back, you know, and give back my time and my, you know, my knowledge of the game, and just want to be around the kids to show them something different, man. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to start the podcast and get back in the community, man. It was always a thought, you know, when I first started the podcast, but I just didn't know which way I was going to go with it. But God led me the right way. So I'm here.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think it's actually been like over a year now for you, right? Since the podcast started. Yeah.
It's about a year and a few months now. And yeah, man, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good. I was just going to ask, I mean, obviously, you know, you started and you jumping in head first. I think one of the things I've been saying for the longest is like, start now, get better later. So, you know, whatever that looks like, you know, you start with your phone, you start with a camera, then you get some lighting or whatever the case is. I just wanted to ask you, did you have like any challenges that you ran into when you first started?
When I first started, my challenge was the setup, right? I didn't have the right equipment. I didn't know anything. I had this mic right here and, you know, a webcam, but I have any lights or anything. So it's like, you just going off a natural light, and you realize real quick when you look at your actual video, you're like, whoa, I can even barely see myself. You know, so start doing more research, being around more people who were doing podcasts, and start picking up tips and tricks, and I'm like, oh, let me go get some lights and better mics and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I kind of like that was my little hiccup, but at the same time, it was a learning lesson. I learned from it, I grew from it, and kept it going. So that's the only thing I really can say about that. And also another thing I learned is don't read too much off a script.
Mhm.
Try to make your conversation as natural as possible, because that's going to actually engage the person that you want to podcast with and your viewers, because now you're having a natural conversation instead of just reading off like you're the news reporter or something like that. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Make it more organic, more like I said, realistic. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I have one more question, and I'm gonna shoot it over to Josh. So, I mean, like I said, I've watched it, pretty much since you started, when it was like, hey, I'm doing this, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like, man, you got the game and you don't.
Right.
At what point did you feel like this is really going to be something big and impactful, not just as a as just for the podcast itself, but as you getting sponsorships, as you're traveling, as you get merch? Like, at what point did you feel like it was going to really be something big?
I can say, man, maybe back in September, October, when I start getting people reaching out to me saying, what a great job you're doing. I want to support you, or I want to be on your podcast. How can I help you? Had so many people just, supporting, like you and Josh, you guys came on, I was talking about cornhole. You guys like, what? But at the same time, y'all seen something else, right? So, sometimes you sit back and like, this is cool what I'm doing, but I don't think nobody really paying attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, all the love I was getting, I started creating my apparel. People started wearing my apparel. It was when I went to an actual big tournament, when I seen a bunch of my T-shirts and jerseys on, I knew then that, okay, this is for real. This is for real.
Man.
And it's from that day forward. That was back in July, actually, at Worlds. When I seen that, it was in Kentucky, man. When I seen that, not Kentucky, it was in Tulsa. And when I seen that, man, I knew then that, okay, I have something good going, and I need to really continue doing what I'm doing. And one thing I can say about myself, man, just being genuine, man, and being who you are, and not changing who you are for nobody, man. And just that's how I see it, man. Because a lot of times people get on these type of things and try to change their personalities and all that stuff to make people like them. No, just be who you are. The people who are going to support you are going to be the ones who are going to support you. So that's how I see it, man. And man, I just knew it from there, man. It just grew, man. In a year and a half, bro. It's been like crazy. It's like wildfire, man. And it's not even the beginning, man. We haven't even really started doing the talks for real and sitting down with actual, city league to get things going. We just in the beginning stages of that. Jenny's, we'll be finished with our pilot next week.
Yeah.
That's
huge.
That's huge. And that's just from me coming to a men's group that you and Mike started, Josh, and it went from there. And Stan kept his word. Shouts out to Stan again and the whole Jenny's, man, this Jenny staff for supporting us, man, for real, man. That's big. That's big, and that's huge. And then he said, I know this person. And then the next person said, I know that person. Next, like, wait a minute, everybody know each other. That's great. You know what I'm saying? That's great. And everybody support each other, man. So, no, man, big ups to you guys, man, for putting me in front of the stand and other people, and I'm going to continue to do the same for y'all, man. So, I agree to that.
Absolutely. Well, Jay, to continue on the spotlight about cornhole, like, because I know we're gonna go to another point, but let me ask you this: what did you think about throwing your own kind of like cornhole tournament? How did you feel about that? Because like when I pulled up, I was like, I have never seen anything like this before in my life. It was such a mixed crowd, and I was like, yo, this type of stuff exists. This is blowing my mind right now. This is new exposure.
Yeah.
So like, how did you feel?
I felt amazing, man. I'm gonna give shouts out to Elise and Mike Whitelar, who actually helped me out with that, man. My vision was again, my vision is, bringing the communities together one bag at a time. And I truly mean that. So I'm always thinking, right, like, okay, what can I do next? What can I do different? So one of my first tournaments was, an actual actual line dance, like you guys know about. And then the next one was a costume. We're gonna continue to do those type of tournaments, but I want to make sure everybody can come together because everybody's not gonna throw and everybody's not gonna dance, but you're gonna have some people gonna be dancing, some people's gonna be throwing. So, but you get to meet each other, right? You're in the same space. So giving everybody that space where it can meet different people and have conversation with other people. You might learn somebody, you might meet somebody that you can, network with, you know what I'm saying? They may be able to help you in the future with a job or just whatever, just having people come together and just meet, man. That was my whole purpose, man. I just love doing things like that when I'm bringing everybody together, man. So I'm gonna continue to do those type of, events, man. It's gonna be more and more to come, bigger and better. I'm looking to do some more stuff down in the city, man. It's just so much, we're gonna be doing, man. Just right now, we're just in the stages of planning. Right now, it's just in the planning stage, and I'm just happy to be in those stages because, like I said, it's only been like a year and a half, man. It's just been crazy.
That's cool. That's cool. So and and yeah, and the thing, and like you, I think the important thing that you mentioned is that we're just beginning, right? We haven't even hit our stride yet, right?
No.
And me as a Boston Celtics fan, I'm going to use a reference here. This reminds me of when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown was like 21, 22 or something like that. We went against Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? That one year we was up 3-1 and we lost, right? But it wasn't about the fact that we lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's the fact that we got there to the Eastern Conference Finals and was up 3-1 on LeBron, right? To me, this is what this feels like. We are arriving. We just starting, but we are arriving, right? And so,
yes, sir.
Yeah, like I resonate with that so much. So let me ask you this because I think we're gonna talk more about sponsorships, but
right.
So how important are partnerships and sponsorships? Well, actually, what are some of the sponsorships and partnerships that you built, obviously outside of Jennings and with us, but what are some of them?
City League with Allison Cousins. He's the actual director and owner of City League. She actually has several different sports programs within 12 middle schools in St. Louis City. That's my new partner and sponsor. I have a sponsor with Fly Cornhole, one of the biggest cornhole, organizations in the area. Also, Arcane, bags out in the actual St. Charles. Also, High Roller, that's down in Alabama. Monday Night Cornhole, you've been seeing my, my gear and my, stuff like that, my jerseys. That's my bro, man, down in Kentucky, man. That's one of my sponsors, man. Fade Focus, man, my barber. That's my boy, man. Most definitely, it's one of my sponsors, man. Primrose Homes, that's my, wife realtor company. Them. Oh man, I got so many, man. Let me. I don't want to miss out on nobody, man. But I have a lot. I got a lot of. Let me turn around. I got some notes.
There you go. We'll get the notes out.
Yes, sir.
Don't get a call afterwards like, hey, you forgot me.
I got Jason Wolf, man. I got from Berkshire Hathaway, man. My Bang Bang Baggers brothers, man. They're actually guys I throw with. They sponsor me, man. White Lock Construction. That's Elise and Mike. Soul Crusher Cornhole, man. That's a brother down in Mississippi, man. We have actually, Mike, you got one of the actual hoodies, man. The cut off sleeve hoodies, man.
Oh, yeah,
that's one of my actual. That's one of my actual sponsors, man. Man, Past Perfect Vintage, man. My cousin Allison, man. Daddy and Bagging. That's another company. That's a cornhole company, man. Iris in the City, man. And the team I created years ago, Black Mambas, man. Black Mambas Cornhole, man, was inspired by Kobe, man. So that's some of my sponsors and partnerships that I got right now, man. Working on more, a lot more to come, man. Looking at in sponsorships, man, because that helps with certain things and help support each other, man. My whole thing about sponsorship is all about just collaborating and helping each other, really, to me. You know what I'm saying? Because we can help each other in so many ways. Because everybody don't go into the same door sometimes.
Absolutely. Okay. So like out of all these, relationships that you're getting, your sponsorships, your partnerships, what do these things taught you about life or just about cornhole or anything in general? What have they taught you?
I can, as far as life and business wise, I think partnerships are sometimes very important because, again, what I just said, a second ago about certain doors. Sometimes people may have those type of connections that you may not have, but they can put you in front of somebody they may know they have the connections to get you through that door, right? So I think that's very important just for the growth of your business, because at the same time you want to partner with different people and have sponsorship with different people. So you're gonna help the growth of your business and also help with your exposure and stuff like that. Because a lot of times we try to do it on our own, which is great, but having those people and help you and work with those people and help support them too at the same time. I think it just turns to a big family to me. When they have the genuine people that's actually supporting you and actually trying to work with you, it turns to that. Because sometimes for me it's a feeling. It's not really what they're saying; it's a feeling for me. Because sometimes people can say anything, but you might not get that good feeling. Right? You know what? Never mind. I respect you. It's not for me. But some people that you get with that you could genuinely see that they're really trying to be in your corner and trying to help you, and you genuinely want to help them. It lasts forever, really. So that's how Smooth 1432 came about. So it's just real talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, my last question, because there's gonna be some good follow-ups, but I think my last question, from this is that, what advice would you give somebody trying to build their own platform or business, from based on what you've learned and what you've seen in the last 6 to 9 months?
If you have a vision, believe in your vision and put that vision on paper. Try it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have visions. We all have things we want to do, but sometimes we don't never do anything with it, right? If you have some type of vision or some type of, idea, put it on paper. If it's something that you're going to be doing virtually, get your HD camera, a light, what I'm saying? Get in front of that camera and try it out. You never know if you want to start a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever it is. I think just believe in yourself. And again, I'm going to go back to it again. Don't change who you are. The people that's going to support you is going to be the people that support you. The people not going to support you, they're not. It's not that they don't like you. They might not understand your vision or believe in what you're doing. It's nothing against them or whatever. It's just life, As you grow and get older, you're going to know it's going to be people in your corner and people on the corner. Just think about what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. Shout out to, it looked like we got a couple people who put some stuff in the chat.
Okay.
Shout out to Derek and Mr. Robert White. Derek, I think the next event, well, I know for, Josh and I for the 1432 men's group that we got, it's going to be next week, May 14th. We had that flyer dropped on our socials, on the Facebook pages, on Instagram, the TikTok, the YouTube, and everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, man, which actually is a great transition into what we're going to talk about next is, the brotherhood and how so much that matters, right? Because I think about the three of us in our brotherhood, how it just came like organically. It wasn't like I was trying to force Josh to meet Jay and vice versa. And hey, man, we got to work together. It's like, no, like, hey, this is my partner. This is what we doing. This is my partner. This is what he doing. This is what we doing. Let's make something happen. And again, it just came together. And look, here we are. Smooth 1432.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're in the building now. And Derek, for me, for another cornhole event, we're gonna have something in July. So I'll keep you updated. I'll start sending you some information once we get everything, down. We'll be having another event. Hopefully 1432 can come out there to do the interviews like they did last time. That was a big hit, so most definitely gonna have you guys out there to come out and do your thing. So that's what we got going on in July. But back to what you just said, Mike, man, that's how Smooth 1432 podcast started, man. And it's just amazing to me, man, to see where we at after. Actually, we did 3 sessions?
Yep. There's only 3.
It was only 3. That's crazy.
Look, the joke is it only took 3.
Right.
It only took 3.
That's true, man. But nah, man, for you guys, man, whatever you guys need, like I tell you all the time, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I always gonna be, pump you guys up, man, telling, hey, these brothers doing wonderful things. We a group, but they got their thing also. If you want to get with them on a podcast or have them come out, interview or have Mike behind the camera doing what he's doing with his 5 phones and his camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he come out and do it. It's a very, unique and diverse group that we can do more than just what we're doing right now. So that's the blessing on that, because a lot of people don't know that me and Mike is in IT, and then Josh is he's a mental health counselor. I mean, you don't hear that a lot, right? You know what I'm saying? We do so many other things outside of here, people don't know about. So, you see us out, have a conversation with us, You might learn something. We might learn something too.
Absolutely.
Look, I want to transition, and this question is basically going to, more open to all three of us. Since we've started everything we've been doing last year, what kind of feedback have you gotten from people, be it men and women? Because I know I've gotten both men and women giving feedback or whatever the case is, but what kind of feedback have y'all gotten so far?
Josh, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. So what I think a lot of questions about coming on, right? I think that's been one of them. A lot of questions about, and realistically, how can I say this? I think that question is hard specifically because we got to make sure that everything matches up. Does it match up with the brand? Does it make sense? Can we tailor questions to what we are doing? I think that question is a lot harder than what people think it is when they initially ask. And so, so I think that's one of them, right? And the other one is this typically, is 1432 for men or is it for women? And I'm like, well, about that. It's for men, right? It's for us, by us,
right?
And I think that's a hard question because I think there is a draw as Black men who are trying to be more healthy to wanting to have more conversations with Black women, but especially on these platforms. But I think the reality is that we have to come for us. We have to be a safe space for us. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that Smooth 1432 we ain't gonna do nothing different, but I'm just saying as far as like our group and the side things that we do, the purpose is for us, by us, coming to help us, right? And in a safe space and creating a safe space. So I think those are the two most important things that important things of feedback. Obviously, now I will say this one too. The last thing is, can y'all work on the sound? And I'm like, the sound.
That's good feedback. That's good. That's good feedback. That's good feedback. I like that though. I like that. You got some good feedback, man. The feedback I've been getting is actually, again, when's the next one? How can I be on? And stuff like that. How'd you get DJ cut?
Yeah.
That was a big one. I'm like, well, man, you gotta know somebody sometimes, but but no, that's something I got. And what cigar lounge I was at? I get that a lot. A lot of people was asking that, what cigar lounge? And I was like,
what was y'all at?
Hey man, where was y'all at? Because I tell Corey all the time, because Corey's so humble. We're like, oh man, it is. I said, man, you got a nice spot, bro. You got a nice spot.
He got a lounge in his house, man. He got
in his house.
In his house.
So yeah, I get that a lot. And again, like you were saying, Josh, people asking when can they be on, or how can I be on, or what can we talk about? I mean, we could talk about whatever, but the fact is, like I said, we have to have the same energy and the same vibe. We're just not going to have anybody on just to have a conversation. It has to be a genuine conversation. So that's the feedback I've been getting. See who in the chat.
So
what up, Corey?
See, there you go.
What up, bro? We should bring you on.
Right.
But but no, man, that's what I've been getting, man. Just a lot of love, man. I did get asked people about the sound, the last one about the sound, but I didn't think it was bad. But but everybody's ear is different.
He said no.
He said no.
Come on, Corey.
Hey, it's all love, man.
It's all love, bro. But no, that's the feedback I got, man. That's what I got.
Yeah, I got some of the same things y'all said. The other one I got was, man, why the video so dark, or why the video this? And it's like, again, my thing is I'm gonna start now, get better as we go.
Yeah.
If it go out, it fade, I understand. But if you can hear my message, you can decipher and read between the lines and read the words, right? But also just people being encouraging. Like I ran into a lot of people I either went to school with or hung out with back in the day, whatever the case, and people in the frats like, man, we like what y'all doing. We see what y'all doing. We think it's dope. Y'all keep going. We could push. People want to come to the men's group, and again, the same thing. Want to be on a podcast, whatever the case is, and we appreciate it. Like we appreciate the love. Come support. Come have this conversation. Come have this dialogue that you didn't have when you was a kid. That now that you're an adult, you're going through them struggles now, trying to figure out life. Like let's continue the dialogue. But I mean, again, I take all feedback as good feedback at this point.
Absolutely.
If you don't like it, cool. If you love it, cool. Either way, you listening. Ain't that what they say?
Hey, man. Anyway, you listening, man? Because sometimes people will say things, but at the same time, they're taking the things from what you got going on and using on their platform. So you know how it goes, man. People won't say nothing if they ain't paying attention, right?
True.
Exactly.
So that's how. Go ahead,
The
bro.
other question I want to ask is, how is this not only the collaboration, but what we're doing? How does it impact you personally?
I can say for me, I call y'all my little nephew, so I'm the OG. On here, I never thought in a million years I'd be saying I'm Unc, but I'm Unc. But Unc, man, just for me to see y'all do what y'all do, man, it inspires me to continue to do what I'm doing, right? Because, like I said, I'm gonna go back to the MLK Day, man. People don't really understand the impact that we made at MLK Day. You know what I'm saying? We was in Ferguson, man. We had some hiccups when we first got there, and we just had to pivot. And we pivoted into something bigger than what we thought, man. We actually we interviewed the new mayor of Ferguson just on the humbug.
Yep.
Yeah.
A Missouri representative, R.C. Prouty. You know what I'm saying? Mike Brown Sr. Man, we could just continue to go. I mean, we can if you want to, but I'm just saying the fact that we had to pivot to do what we did and how successful it was and how many doors again to open up for all three of us. I don't know what else to say, man, because that was amazing. Because we could have flopped because we didn't know what to do, but we just had to do it.
Yeah,
right.
We was in a corner of a restaurant and made it an actual place for interviews.
Yeah.
Shout out to the restaurant that we was at.
Shout out to Nays.
Nays. Yeah.
Man,
shout out to Nays.
fire.
So for me, food was fire. Wings was busting. But for me, seeing what you guys doing and you guys, supporting what I'm doing, man, just continue to keep me going. So, man, shouts out to both of y'all.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Josh,
I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Like, I think as the youngest person here, I really do believe, like, mirroring and watching people in your seasons ahead of you is what's best for you, right? So, like, for me, watching Jay it's very interesting watching you move through this season in which you're doing you're doing your podcast, you're doing cornhole, you're in the schools training. Like, it's so many facets of you and your purpose that you're working in at this current moment. I'm just like, dude, I don't know how Jay does everything that he does, but I have to admire it and I want to mirror it. I want to do that, right? I want to figure out a way to make that happen because it's impactful, right? Especially like, the niche, cornhole to Black communities is a niche, right? Like, it's not, we may get cornhole when we hit, college, right? Like when we're at a tailgate, we may see cornhole for the first time.
Sometimes somebody just don't the barbecue. It's just like, oh, we got cornhole. Put out there.
Yeah,
Correct.
You know what I'm 100%. Saying?
And really, and I didn't realize how big of a community it was until I was watching ESPN one day, right? And I think I was watching ESPN in the middle of the day, and they throwing bags for cornhole, and I was like, oh, this is like a huge community. This just ain't something like that's that people think is just like a small thing. Nah, this is huge.
Nah.
So especially you as being a black man doing this, I think like that watching you pave the way, right? I want to say that watching you pave the way in the ways you do it has been inspiring for me, at least. I want to say that.
Man, much love, man. I appreciate that, bro, because I'm creating that lane for us, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to continue to bring us with me, bring all you guys with me, man, because, like I said, if nobody else going to do it, who's going to do it, right? You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, it was something I wanted to do, and I was going to do it. So I did it, man. So we're going to continue to move and shake. And how I do it every day, man, you know what, man, I just try to let God lead me, man, really, to be honest with you, bro, because just watching those kids smile, bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, seriously, it's like you go in these schools, man, and, it's showing them a little game of cornhole. They're like, oh, I want to play this because, man, Mike can speak to this, man. We have a little kid, man. His name is, man, what is his name? I can't think of his little name. Pharaoh. His name is Pharaoh. Yep. Go figure. His name is Pharaoh. Go figure. His first day, right? His first day at when we did the after school, thing for the kids, for the actual first pilot, the principal came and got him. She literally came in there and caught him and said he need to go home because he didn't tell his parents. So you think that kid gave up? No. He came back the next session we had and stayed there by himself and worked with Mike, just one-on-one with Mike. Last week, he worked with me for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes by himself. And he bringing other kids with him. So that just tell you, like I told Mike before, man, sometimes it may just take one. And sometimes it does just take one, and he's spreading the word himself. And it's something that he likes doing. He's like, I like this. It's something different. And, you just never know, man, what kind of impact you're going to have, man, when you go into these schools and these communities, man. It might be 1, 2, 3 kids that come up to you just smiling, saying thank you, or Coach Jay or Coach Mike or whatever the case may be. That just warms my heart, bro. It makes me want to continue to go back because you're doing something positive, man. You're doing something positive. You're doing it from your heart. You ain't asking for nothing.
Yeah.
Man, that's the thing. We ain't asking for nothing. We just want to help and build the community and show us something different.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So I'll say for me, I think one of the things I've always been chasing is community. We'll just say even being in that tech space, right? I'm always the only me. And so now, you find guys that's in the tech space or that look like me, that's talking like me, that's from the same neighborhood. It's like, oh, this is perfect. I think what makes it better is that I'm not the oldest. He is. I can say he is. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to getting up everywhere I go. So
damn.
I'm just saying, you gotta take the crown.
Give his old ass a crown.
right. This place I'm in, I'm uncle or whatever. So to be around black men that's about their business, that's taking care of stuff, that's willing to move the needle, that's learning, that's continually giving back to the community, man, it's been the most inspiring journey that I've been in for a while. And I give y'all credit, man. Even like I said, Josh, we met and you was a therapist. Like, I was intrigued already. Like I said, it was like, man, let me ask him this. And then I think just in my general conversation, it was like, are you a therapist? It was like, nah, I just study this stuff. I just want to know. And what Jay was just like, man, like you said, Josh was like, man, how is he able to do this, and this? Like, man, I gotta figure out how to work on 3 hours of sleep and keep it pushing.
that part.
Yeah,
hey,
but again, the camaraderie and the community of it, right? Like, we can talk about any and everything, because going back to our mental health and just black men, we all married, we all going through some of the same similar things. We all still get up, go to work, and got to deal with people at work, or we got to deal with life outside of here and what our community goes through every day. And to be able to have a constructive conversation about a variety of things is what I look for. Like, anytime I talk to my boys, I ain't trying to argue. I want to go back and forth about, is it LeBron or Jordan? You know, but we can talk about so much more stuff than just arguing that same point, right?
Yeah.
And you know, like being in this avenue where, you know, we're pushing each other to be better. Like you said, we creating podcasts and men's group, and then we got to find, you know, talking points. We got to find you know, dialogue that's capturing to our audiences. You know, we got to find answers to the questions that they may ask afterwards. You know, with the kids, we have to be, you know, open. You know, we're coaches, but at the same time, we understand as a kid, you're gonna be shot sometimes.
Right.
We had a kid that was shot, but it was like, hey, I see you. Let's keep working. You got this.
Yeah.
You know, and just continuously being encouraging. And so the more we do this, man, the more I see, you know, how, like you said, Jay, God is ordering our steps to be in this space and continue to move forward.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys both said it before. Like, I mean, it just happened like so quick, right? And you don't know, you know, like sometimes you sit back and like, you know, it's just happening too fast for you. But at the same time, you just know that God said, no, this is the right time and the right pace for you. Because if you couldn't, I mean, if you didn't put it in your way, you couldn't handle it, so he will let you know, right? But at the same time, it's like for us, it's like I sit back and think like, man, it's only been a year and a half. Like I keep saying that, but it's only been a year. If you sit back and think about all the stuff we are already done in a year and a half, you know. So I'm looking forward to the future, man. I love what you said about, you know, us being in the same spaces to help each other, because it's random that you have three brothers in same spaces that can help each other grow and support each other. Sometimes, you know, we'll go different ways, but to stay in the same lanes to try to get to the same destination is so important to me, because, you know, a lot of people fall off that train, man, that you know for years and stuff like that, man. But you're gonna run to the right people that have that same vision of yours, man, and that same want. And it's a match made in heaven, bro. And then you get stuff like this. Like seriously, man, you just really have to really sit back and pay attention to what we're doing. Because that was a humbug thing of us. Remember we talked about just doing that Corey Grill? That was a humbug. Like, let's just do this podcast, see what happened.
Look at that. It took off.
It took off.
Took off, man. But yeah, man, we got so much more to do, man. Not just on here, man, in the community, man. We got it's a lot we can do, a lot more we can do, you know. But what we're doing right now is working, man. So I always believe that, man. What we're doing is working, because if not, we were having this conversation now.
Yeah, for sure.
So, absolutely.
So, I'm just gonna do a quick fire questions. Like, Josh, so far, what's been the hardest thing with everything we've got going on? Like, what's been not necessarily a struggle, but what's been a little bit more tasking on your mind than anything else?
So I think
remember this quick fire.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. So I think that's funny. So the thing is, the one thing I would say is, I think it's really balancing everything else that, and I'm not talking about my wife and I'm not talking about marriage, but I think it's really balancing everything else that may not be as impactful as this along with it.
That's deep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Deep. Because realistically, I do have other things that I do outside of this, but this is one of the more impactful things I love to do, right? And I don't have to get paid to do this, right?
Right.
And so it is like, okay, well, Josh, you got other things you like to do, so what else are you doing? You got other things that you're in charge of doing. What are you gonna do, right? And so, yeah, that's my, that's my answer.
Damn, that's dope.
Okay, Jay, what about you?
Wow. Ask that question again so I can answer it right.
Basically, what's been the most challenging thing for you with everything that we got going on? Like, what's be taxing on your mind more than anything?
Time management, and actually, you know what's been crazy for me. What I've been doing a lot, because we do it a lot at work, is putting more stuff on the calendar instead of me just trying to remember what we got going on and send out calendar events. I mean, invites and stuff like that to people, so I can still see it's on there, because we have so much going on that you want to make sure you are giving people the time that they actually allotted for you. So I think time management was my biggest thing. And also, man, my apparel, man, trying to most definitely get my apparel out, get the designs I want, and things. So it was challenging at first. It's starting to get better. It actually hasn't got better, actually, and getting it out to more people and more people to have it on to see people actually supporting you with it, man. So that was one of the challenging things for me when I first started getting that apparel out too, because you're like, man, I don't know if people are going to want that because you just say cornhole with smooth. They're like, what the hell? But at the same time, it's a brand, it's a brand. So it's a real brand, man, so no, that was challenging me, but time management was the biggest thing. And for you, Mike, what about you, bro?
I think it's kind of similar. It's definitely been time management wise, because I think about honestly, it's time management, but more so of constantly putting out content. And I say that in the sense of like, we'll do a podcast, but then it's like, all right, cool, let's go back and edit. Let's go back and change this. Let's go back and, make a clip for this and make a clip for that. Make sure it goes to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and just kind of constantly going in the midst of that, working at work or, doing something at home or doing whatever. And I think for me, that is a little bit more taxing, but at the same time, I've learned so much so quick by just doing it.
Yeah.
Like, like y'all was saying earlier, like people's like, man, well, why I sound like that? Or, why I look like that? Because I'm learning in real time. I think that's the best way to do it.
In real time, yeah.
I've asked questions to people that, have done this and are good at it, even with prepping, right? Before, we start potting and we setting everything up. And then when we take everything down and make sure I keep everything together, like all of that is going on. But yeah, it's like I said, it's been more taxing, but I think again, it's a beautiful journey either way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's your next rapid?
My next rapid.
Next rapid. You say you got next rapid fire questions, right? How many you got?
Yeah, I got like two.
Okay.
Who would be a great guest that you want to have on Smooth 1430?
Go ahead, Josh. I'll let you go first.
I was gonna say, if money was no option, I'm just gonna say Jay-Z. No, I'm joking.
Let's do that. No, let's do that. Let's add that. If money was no option, who would be the guest that you want?
Okay.
No option.
If money, that's tough. Okay. If money was no option, I really, and this is gonna be, I'm very biased, but Jason Tatum, gotta do it one time.
I like that.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. Actually. But I got somebody that, he's been in the game. He's an OG. He's been around, man. He's seen a lot, man. He has done a lot. Denzel Washington, because I think we can learn a lot from that brother. I think we can learn a lot from him. Like, if no money, because he gonna come with you gotta come with an extra bag for him. But
yeah.
So, but Denzel, and then Denzel, if not Denzel, man, I want Juvie on here.
Ooh,
Yeah.
But what about you, Mike?
My top guy, who I've always admired, and not just from the movies, but just the inspiration and the nuggets I picked up over the years, is Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
So technically, I got three. The other one would be Jamie Foxx, because the talent that man possesses out of this world.
Yeah.
And then the last one, which is extremely personal and more present to me, is J. Cole. Because one, he don't do interviews that much.
Yeah.
Two, he got me through his music got me through college.
Yeah.
And that right there alone, like, took me to a whole other level of thinking and understanding and growing. Especially, I think
somebody cutting the grass.
Yeah, who cut grass?
I'm sorry. They right by my window.
Oh, you got to mute you. I was wondering. I was like, Josh on a plane.
I thought Josh was on a moped right down the street.
You start taking off.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, but so anyway, yeah, J. Cole, because again, it was hella inspirational.
Yeah, that's dope. I got one more though before we get off here, because you just said somebody. I just thought about something. Martin, man, I would love to have Martin out here. Yeah, I would love to have
Yes, sir.
Martin on here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I
No,
like that.
keep stay mute. What tag you in a minute? Unless you got a question, you got to type it in the chat.
blink twice if you're okay.
Right. Oh
Wait.
man.
Man.
I do have one person though. Hold on, wait. I do have one more
Go ahead.
person. I'm sorry. I gotta say this. I think in a very interesting interview, definitely. And I'm going to get him on. I'm going to get him on. Jay, I haven't talked to you about this, but Lawrence Maroney. He owes me a podcast episode because I did his camp, and so we're gonna get him on next. I was waiting to save this, and I got to call his manager to talk to him. But yeah, Lawrence Maroney.
Yes, sir. Normandy Pride right there. That Normandy Pride. That's dope right there. That's big time, bro. He doing a whole lot for the community right now. He's also most definitely we need that one. We need that though. But let's go ahead. Let's move this question back over to. But who would you like to have in our community right now? That's in our area on the podcast. Start with you, Mike.
Stan Johnson.
Dang.
Yeah.
You took mine, brother. But
Because
go ahead. That's cool.
And I'm gonna make it short, but when I say ever since I met this man, he's been about everything he has said. I mean, he always lead in love, and he always say, "Hey, if my network is your network," and he was one of the first people who I actually had a sit down with and actually got a chance to know throughout this, when I joined the frat. And when I say everything he has said, he's done, and he's strategic, and he's serious about this, he's serious.
I can contest to that. I can most definitely contest to that. Go ahead, Josh.
So one person from our community, part of me want to redo our conversation with Adrian Shropshire.
That's another one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to, I kind of want to know how you feel now that he's in the spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's different from pursuing as to actually being in the spot. So now I'm curious, and part of me,
reach out.
Yeah. And Mike, now I'm gonna say this, and me and Mike had a strict rules on this. We try to separate things from the frat, but I do kind of want to interview our chapter president, kind of talking about how his impact on the community, what that's been looking like, and because he has a big festival coming up, Black Wall Street. Trying to talk about.
Seen that.
Yeah, just trying to talk about that and get that more light to the people that are watching. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And for me, I'm gonna throw a wrench in the whole program because, I guess I'm biased, but I don't know if you guys seen our actual podcast when it's in Barbados, but Ree is very, very knowledgeable in the real estate game, man. Like for real. Like I know I see it every day, and that's my wife, man, but she is dope. She is dope at what she does, man. Like for real. She can actually help a lot of other people, in the real estate area, man. She does a really, really well job, man. So most definitely somebody we can have on here. Just not even being, as my wife, but as a realtor, man, she does her thing, bro. Like for real, for real.
Hey, I can bounce the connection. Look, you got the connection. Go ahead, set it up.
Yeah, I'm about to say you got the connection, bro. And like I said, I can definitely vouch for that. Sitting with her, she is way too knowledgeable to not be saying anything on our podcast. I agree.
Yes. Yeah. She's super dope. What she do, I be saying all the time. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You dope at this. You like for real. You really, really good at what you do. So now most definitely be her, and also one more other person, man. I would like to have on, man. It'll be. Man, I don't know if we can get him on here again, and I just want to get him on here just to show him love again, man. It's Corey, because man, we really him and Cookie, man. We got to get them on here, man, because
we got to get them on here together.
Together, that's what I'm saying. Together,
yes.
Together, man. Corey and Cookie, we got to get them on together because they open up their doors for us, bro. Like that's love right there for real. That's straight love, and it's still open. You like, man, I ain't even got to be at home. You like, man, Cookie ain't finna kill us.
Right.
Cheers to both of them, man. Cheers to
cheers, Corey.
Believing in the dream and opening their doors for us, man.
Yeah, man, most definitely. So have them all together, man. So that'll be for me.
That'll work. All right, fellas. I think we had a great session. do what we got going next. What do we
Okay.
want to do next? You know, is it, you know, we're gonna have other people on, we're gonna restart this series and start making this normal. Like, what do y'all see this going? Because like I said, I think the most important thing that we got to do is continue to be in people's faces right now. You know,
Right.
we everywhere else, but we got to get this social media part down pat where every week, every other day, they seeing Smooth 1432 doing something, Cornhole Smooth doing something, you know, 1432 podcast, men's group and podcast is doing something. So
Yeah.
how can we hold each other accountable in this space where we're now being consistent and adding, you know, it's adding more to our plate, but realistically, it's just expanding our plate and moving stuff around so we can be strategic about, you know, continue to be great.
Well, let me say this then. We got some homework then. We just said we had 3 guests that we went on, right?
Yep.
4 guests actually, 5 guests really. That's our homework. So for the next 5 episodes, we should have a guest.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I mean, you know, for the next 8 episodes, we should have a guest. Actually, we know because all the
Yeah.
people we just said that's locally, you know, we can start getting people on and we can start doing a, you know, weekly or bi-weekly podcast. I mean, I have no issues with that. You know, we can start getting out there more, create our Facebook and Instagram and TikTok pages, continue to move, you know, in unison. It's like we already been doing because when I have something going on, y'all already know I'm tagging. So, you know, and vice versa. So let's continue to make that movement, you know, by ourselves and together because, you know, that's how we'll continue to be stronger, man. So that's our homework to the next podcast in the next week or two, and we'll have a guest.
That'll work.
That'll work. I'm good with that.
You good with that? All right. Well,
Yeah.
you know, like we coming to an end then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
great
good.
conversation. Man. Great conversation, fellas. I appreciate you guys, man. Shouts out to the whole Cornhole family that supports Cornhole with Smooth 1432, man. 1432 the podcast. Shout out to our families, our friends, and everybody else that support us just in general. You know, much love to everybody out there, man. That's just from me. Y'all got something to say before we get off here?
Yeah, man. I think again, thank you to everybody who supported us, pushed us, gave us constructive criticism, regular criticism, didn't talk at all. We appreciate everything. Because again, I think the momentum that we got, you know, the strides that we making, you know, can't nobody stop what God got for us. And at this point, man, like I said, the people that we got around us are around us for a reason. God put the 3 of us together for a reason. And it's up from here.
It's up.
Yeah. And, you know, and again, I want to say this before we get off. I want to say shout out to the wives because listen, it is 8:13 p.m.
Oh
yeah. And listen, the wives, you know, listen, I don't know about both of y'all, but them conversations be like, when are we gonna spend more time together? Right. And so, you know, shout out to them for their patience.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
You know,
I got three of them saying that. The daughter is like, "Daddy, what you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
What time you gonna be done?
Yeah,
because it's bedtime.
Man. Yes. And most definitely shouts out to them, man. But we're gonna go ahead and end this, man. This is Jay Smooth. That is
Mike Elliott.
And
I'm
that
Josh
is
Josh
And
Gilliam.
this is Smooth 1432 the podcast, and we out. Peace.
Is in the building. Big hearts, big scars, big healing. From the hustle to the heartbreak, we coast through what you're really feeling. It's that Smooth 1432 vibe, where the crew talk real, let the truth slide. From business to the block to your group chat, from the playbook to the pain you don't unpack. Sports, money, my love, we all locked. Every episode a key to your own lock. Hosted by Jay Smooth and the 1432 podcast crew.
Creating our legacy in real time.
Cornhole is smooth presence. The Smooth 1432 podcast.